This is a little extract from a rather interesting book I read recently called Blind Courage. I don't know whether any of you have read it, but it's the story of a man who was blind. He was a Christian. He was so grateful to the Lord for what the Lord had done for him in saving him. He said, "Lord, I'd like to do something for you. What would you like me to do?" And he felt the Lord said, "Walk the Appalachian Trail." That's 2,100 miles of very rigorous terrain from Georgia to Maine. He said, "I couldn't be right." Every time, he said, "Lord, what do you want me to do for you?" Walk the Appalachian Trail. So, with his seeing eye dog named Orion, they set out. And that blind man walked 2,100 miles of very rough territory with no real companion except his dog. And this is what he says about the dogs. When it comes to priority of senses, Orion got his information from his nose first, his ears second, and his eyes last, walking by scent and not by sight. Milo Purcell, who trains dogs for search and rescue, described the difference in human and canine senses scent this way. One of the substances released by human perspiration is butyric acid. If 1 gram, a small drop in the bottom of a teaspoon, were to be spread throughout a 10-story building, a person could smell it at the window only at the moment of release. If the same amount were spread over the entire city of Philadelphia, a dog could smell it anywhere, even up to an altitude of 300 feet. Isn't that amazing? Philadelphia is considerably larger in area than Jerusalem. Any place in that whole area where 1 drop of human perspiration is released, a dog could smell it from anywhere. And this is a research statement, it's not wild guess. So, do you have a good sense of scent? Do you know where the Lord is by something that tells you inside? You don't depend on your eyes. You know how to find him. I was thinking of the word dogged. Most of you are familiar with the word dogged, D-O-G-G-E-D. And so I thought, what is it that's expressed by being dogged? And I looked up 2 dictionaries. I wasn't satisfied with either, but I'll quote them. Collins' New English Dictionary defines dogged as absolutely determined, willful, or tenacious. Webster defines it as marked by stubborn determination. I don't think that does it justice. There's a higher quality to dogged. Like dogged courage, dogged faith. What is the mark of the dog? It hangs on. It follows. It never drops out. What marked Caleb from all the rest except Joshua? His dogged courage, his dogged faith. So you see, he was a pattern. Now, some people will tell us that all you need to inherit the promises is faith. That's not what the Bible says. You need something more. I know some of you know what it is. Hebrews 6, verse 12. Do not become sluggish, but the margin says lazy. Sluggish is a nice, polite, religious word. Lazy is the right word. Don't become lazy. You know, there is not one blessing offered to laziness anywhere in the Bible. In fact, the Bible condemns drunkenness much less than laziness. Now, I don't want to say the Bible endorses drunkenness. But our scale of values in the church is so wrong. Because we wouldn't keep a drunkard or an alcoholic in the church. But we have lots of lazy people. Is that right? You might be one of them too. So this is what Hebrews 6:12 says. Do not become lazy, but imitate those who, through faith and patience, inherit the promises. It's not enough to have faith. You have to have faith and patience. You see, it takes time to develop character. It's been mentioned already in these meetings. We live in an age of instant everything. But there's one thing you don't get instantly, and that's character. And the Lord is much more interested in character than he is in gifts. You can receive a gift, a wonderful gift, a marvelous gift, but it doesn't change your character one iota. If you were unreliable and selfish before you received the gift, you'll be still unreliable and selfish after you receive the gift. In fact, I think one of the most dangerous things that can happen to a Christian is to receive a rather dramatic spiritual gift, because so many rely on the gift as a substitute for character. But listen, dear brothers and sisters, when you step out of time into eternity, you'll leave all your gifts behind. All you'll take with you will be your character, and that will determine what you will be throughout eternity. And remember, it takes time to develop character. There is no instant character development. It's faith and patience.